beginning, my image was, I knew that historically women talked to each other, but they didn't necessarily have a voice in the written word. And for years and years, we've talked over the fence, talked at the laundry, washing clothes together. I knew that there were stories. This was a way of putting in words and in print and in media all of the stories about women, for women. Couple of aspects. I think we have to credit management, starting with Terry McCullough.
Absolutely.
Who supported you, showed up for maybe a couple of magazines in the beginning meetings,
Yes.
and then let us go.
Yeah.
And
He really did.
Didn't interfere and gave us our reins and let us do it.
He gave me the leeway I needed. He said, run with it. But I knew at the end of the day, he was always there. If I ran into a snag or I needed his advice, he was always great about giving it. And I so respected him. I learned a lot from Terry throughout the years. And this product and everything else I did.
When Tim came on, Tim sat me down and said, you have a brand.
Yeah.
You have a magazine, you have a brand. I'm not going to interfere. What you have going works. I mean, I couldn't have heard anything better. You've got an idea about what you want it to become, and it grows into something that's even better because of the synergy of the talent that you're working with. And that's something that I've appreciated, has always been the synergy of the group of talented women. And I just look for more of the same.
A lot of what we do for this magazine really belongs, a lot of credit belongs to the graphic artists.
You know, again, we pitched the idea to her, told her what we were looking at. She came in a couple weeks later with some thoughts and actually did a couple of mock-ups. And from that point, then we took off with Deb. And she was very instrumental in the success of the magazine.
She was magic. Those graphic design people have a whole different eye.
If we didn't have the support of all the advertisers through these years,
On the back covers.
on the back covers and
Inside.
inside, and all of their support, we wouldn't have the magazine today.
In the beginning, I had to seek writers out because...
You mean you had to like go find them or beg them?
Well, both. Find them and beg them. It's a little difficult when you're unpublished, when you're talking about an idea. But it wasn't a hard idea to sell. People liked the idea of a woman's magazine. And so the first a couple of editions were trickier, but then very soon I had writers coming to me and saying, I really like your magazine.
Yeah.
I would love to write for it. Do you have any assignments for me? Or I have an idea. It happens both ways. Sometimes a writer comes to me with an idea of a story that they want to write, and sometimes I have an assignment that I want to give to a writer. So it goes both ways.
It does. In fact, when I'm even in the community, I've had people come up to me and say, Joey, I have a story for this magazine.
And then what do you do, Joey?
I say, tell them to write. I say, are you going to write it? And if they say, yes, I could, I say, well, write it down, send it to, and I give them your email. And I said, Meg will help you edit it and help you through it, and we'll take it from there.
Some of the writers are freelancers by profession. Someone like Jenny Holmes, who used to work for the Dispatch. Jody Tweed used to work for the Dispatch.
Carolyn Corbett.
Carolyn Corbett didn't work for the Dispatch.
She's written for sailing magazines and other magazines.
And is what I would consider more of a professional freelancer. But then we have a woman that might get a hold of me and say, I just have a story. And is it okay if I write it? And maybe it's the only story she'll ever write, but it's something that she wants out there. So we do both. Where it's going to grow in the future, we're not on Facebook yet, but there's some talk that we might have a Facebook
Social
presence.
media.
Social
Absolutely.
media, yeah, it's the thing of the future.
It is.
Who's going to take us there? I'm not really sure, but there will continue to be a voice.
Feel their life and let the rest of the community in on a little peek of it. And to me, that has been the fun. I mean, like I said before, I love being on assignment. I love every job that I'm on, no matter where it takes me. You get into this woman's house, and within minutes you're in this woman's heart. Wow, I just love us.